Hello, this is Pavel, and this is today's brief. I was watching yesterday yet another interview of Anthropic CEO Dario, and I'm really confused by the message he is trying to send. And might be that is the premeditated strategy, or might be this is his geek nature coming out, where he is not caring much about how his message received. He clearly wants the rest of the world, the entire world, use technology he develops. And right in the middle of the message, he sends the fear that technology will create tremendous havoc in the world. So maybe we shouldn't be using that. He almost begging so that we need to stop developing AI because it's become too dangerous. So the question is, why don't you? We continue moving forward, and instead of showing the technological advance for and benefit for the target market, for the people who are going to be using this, we are keep telling that it is going to be dangerous, it is going to be disrupting, it is going to be creating massive unemployment. Never before I saw technology that had so many people negative impression of. And of course, it is complex topic, but can't you, as the person who are positioning your technology, be positive and only always highlighting the positive side of changes that are coming? Well, I don't understand that. So you want companies to implement your technology, and yet you're saying that most of those companies will go out of business. And that goes into the cost question of AI. As someone responsible for AI, I have to admit that the fear that something will go wrong with AI and the I will wake up to the $50,000 bill overnight becoming one of my top concerns. It used to be the cybersecurity concern. It was the data loss concern. It was the cloud bill, which is potentially can go out of hand. And now AI that has no traceability and and has the potential to spend many months budget overnight is becoming the major concern. You start thinking, how can we restrict it? Never before we implement technology and thought how to restrict it in the capacity what it does. So let's say we process emails and we need to send them all through the technology to identify should be brought up or escalated up to the management. Do we need the model that is as powerful as the latest frontier models, or we now waiting for stripped down models that are out of box, are incapable do more than we wanted to do? So I'm pretty sure it's a growing question from the companies. The biggest advantage of LLM is growing ability to do reasoning and make decisions. And there are a lot of use cases where it's true. But for agentic workflow, we still need more of the deterministic behavior rather than machine philosophizing and deciding which route to take. And we are in the cross point where the concern that machine can do more than they ask to do is just becoming the overwhelmingly the number one concern. Not that machine cannot do what we ask. The machine against our will do way more. Anthropic reported to spend 2.3 times more on the tokens or the AI compute than on the payroll. Leaving aside the size of the payroll for Anthropic, they are being a role model for the company that are following. And everyone is repeating over and over that Anthropic is now using loops. They query the loops, they run the agents for hours and hours. But economic truth is that Anthropic themselves spend twice as much as the current revenue on AI compute as they make. So I think they spend 10 billion on compute and they make 5 billion in revenue. How their behavior would be different if they would be given any constraint that they only can use money they have. I bet it will be different. They probably will put a little bit constraint on loops or indefinitely running agents. Well, this is it for today. This is a short brief. Let's go on with the day and I'll talk to you soon.